عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. يا رب لك الحمد أنت نور السماوات والأرض وما فيهن، ولك الحمد أنت قيوم السماوات والأرض وما فيهن، ولك الحمد أنت ملك السماوات والأرض وما فيهن. أنت الحق ووعدك حق ولقاؤك حق والجنة حق والنار حق. وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدًا رسول الله. نشهدك يا ربنا أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، فكشف الله تعالى به عن هذه الأمة الغمة، وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. فاللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على هذا النبي الأمي الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته وقتفى أثره وسار على دربه إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة في دين الله بدعة. أما بعد، فيقول الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز: يا أيها النبي إنا أرسلناك شاهدا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Barakah for all of you. May Allah bless all of you, inshallah. Today, inshallah, I want to speak about our dear Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, if I want to speak about him, we have huge topics and many things to speak about. So speak about like summarization for his biography and what is our duty and how should we deal with him and his seerah and to love him, inshallah. First of all, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born in Al-Jazira Al-Arabiya. Al-Jazira Al-Arabiya. He was born in 570 AD. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was born, his father Abdullah died before his birth. So he was yatim from the beginning. And his mother, Sayyida Amina, she was died after his birth almost 6 years. So he lost his father and he lost his mother. And of course, one of the wisdoms from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he lost his parents to depend on himself and to struggle in this life and to lose the feeling of the people. Not to just have very high level of life, very nice life, and don't lose the real feeling of other people. And in his life, before Al-Ba'tha, he never worshipped idols. Never. And he was known by people by very nice word, As-Sadiq Al-Amin. As-Sadiq Al-Amin. Before Ba'tha. Before even he had any religion. And he got married to Sayyida Khadija radiallahu anha when he was in age of 25 years old, and she was 40 years old. She was older than him 15 years. And he was like, he get used to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in like cave of Hira before Ba'tha, before he became prophet. Then after he became prophet, he started da'wah secretly 3 years. Then to speak clearly for everyone, 10 years. So in total, 13 years in Mecca. And then 10 years in Medina. And he died in the year of 11 at Hijrah, in month of Rabi' al-Awwal. So he was born in Rabi' al-Awwal, and he died also Rabi' al-Awwal, same day, subhanallah, Monday. That's why Sayyidina Muhammad when they asked him about Monday, he said, ذَاكَ يَوْمٌ وُلِدْتُ فِيهِ. I was born in Monday. That's why he get used to fasting this day. Sayyidina Muhammad as a Muslims, we must show him much respect. And you should tell your kids and your friends about his seerah and about his biography. And one of the most book I like about his his attitude and what should we do for him, book of Ash-Shifa lil-Qadi Iyad. I recommend it for everyone to read for yourself and for everyone around you, even for non-Muslims. This book, wallahi, have much benefit for everyone if you can read it, inshallah. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most people who loved him, as-Sahaba, radiallahu anhu. The most people who loved Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as-Sahaba, radiallahu anhu. No one can compare his love with the love of Sahaba, radiallahu anhu. Even during Hijrah, when Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu was with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sometimes he walked in front of him, sometimes behind him, sometimes from left side, sometimes from right side. Then Sayyidina Muhammad asked him, why you are doing like this? He said, Ya Rasulullah, while I'm walking with you, I think about those people who want to kill you. So I think if there is a trap in front of you, I will be in front. If any hit will come to me, I will die and you will survive. If something comes from behind, I will be the person who will take this hit. I will die just to you survive. Same for your left side, same for your right side. Even when they enter the cave of Thawr, before they travel for Medina, some snake or scorpion bit Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq. Even though he didn't even move, Sayyidina Muhammad was like sleeping on his leg. He didn't even move. Why Prophet Muhammad wake up? Just because the tears of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq from like huge pain. But from his adab and from his love to Sayyidina Muhammad, he didn't even wake up him and say, Rasulullah, I will almost die. He didn't. How much love Sahaba have for Sayyidina Muhammad. Even Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, one day in Medina, he told Sayyidina Muhammad, Wallahi, I hope if Abu Talib become Muslim, I'm not my father. The father of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, his name is Abdullah, his name is Abu Quhafa. Because the real name of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq is Abdullah ibn Abi Quhafa. So he said, I hoped my father doesn't become Muslim, but Abu Talib become Muslim. Why? Because you will be happy if your grandfather become Muslim and if your uncle, Abu Talib, become Muslim. How much does he have? Same point, Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab said to Sayyidina Al-Abbas, the uncle of Sayyidina Muhammad. He said, I hope, before he become Muslim, I hope you become Muslim and not Al-Khattab, his father. He knows that if his father doesn't become Muslim, he will go to hellfire. Even though he hopes that Al-Abbas become Muslim just to make Sayyidina Muhammad happy. How much those people love Sayyidina Muhammad. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Hujurat, in the second verse, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَرْفَعُوا أَصْوَاتَكُمْ فَوْقَ صَوْتِ النَّبِيِّ ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. Some people, when they were speaking to Sayyidina Muhammad, they spoke by high voice. Some people came from Bani Tamim, from outside. They called Sayyidina Muhammad by high voice. They say, Ya Muhammad, ukhruj lana. Come to us. By shouting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this surah, Surah Al-Hujurat, to speak about how to deal with Sayyidina Muhammad. What kind of adab you should have to Sayyidina Muhammad. When that verse revealed, Sahaba scared. All of them got shocked. They said, our a'mal now is not acceptable. They should like this. That's why Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, when he speaks to Sayyidina Muhammad, he speaks with very, very low voice. Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, when he spoke to Sayyidina Muhammad, he spoke with him, even Sayyidina Muhammad can't hear what he said. He asked him again, what did you say? Before he was speaking loudly. This adab with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Adab with Sayyidina Muhammad when Imam Malik, second Imam in fiqh, we have four Aimah. Second Imam, Abu Ja'far Mansur wanted to debate him in Masjid Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Debate. Argue with him about some mas'ala. Then Imam Malik said to Abu Ja'far Mansur al-Khalifa, he was the caliph, al-Khalifa for Muslimin at that time. He told him, don't speak with high voice in Masjid Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You are not allowed to do this. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this verse to Sahaba. So who are you? He said, لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي. And then Abu Ja'far Mansur, he couldn't even speak anymore. He couldn't continue. That's the Arab with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's why Imam Malik, when he sit and give dars, give lesson and give teaching the Muslims in the Masjid of Rasulullah, always he have a book first. Always he have a book. And he speak with low voice. Even some people told him, we need to hear from you. He said, I can't increase my voice because I'm in the Masjid of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I don't dare to do it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. روى الإمام البخاري ومسلم في صحيحيهما عن سيدنا أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من ولده ووالده والناس أجمعين. الإمام البخاري الإمام مسلم بقول الحديث by سيدنا أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, no one of you, his iman will be complete until he loves me more than himself, more than his father, more than his son, more than anyone. This is how to deal with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why when Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu spoke to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Ya Rasulullah, Wallahi innaka la ahabbu an-nas ilay, illa min nafsi. He said, I love you more than anything except for myself. He said, your iman is not complete. La ya Allah. He said, La ya Allah. It's not acceptable. Then he went, and later he came back and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I justify that I love you more than anyone and even more than myself. Then he said, Al-ala ya Allah. Now your iman completed. So you as a Muslim, if you want to have that level of iman and your level of iman become complete, you must love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than anyone. Means more than your father, more than your mother, more than your kids, more than your business, more than your friend, more than yourself as well. This is how to show your real iman. This is Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To follow Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to love him, you have to follow his sunnah. Sign of loving Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like other Sahaba said and other scholars said, sign of loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to love Quran. And sign of loving Quran is to love Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the sign of loving Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is to love his sunnah. And sign of loving sunnah is to love the hereafter. And sign of loving hereafter is to dislike dunya. And don't care about dunya and just focus for hereafter. This is the way. That's why after Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam becoming Medina and have like his state, some people from Mushrikeen who became Muslim later, they just speak about how Sahaba were dealing with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, when just we saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he just come and speak with his companions, all of them put their head like this. No one of them even can look at him directly from showing respect. Showing respect to our dear Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even Sayyidina Amr bin As radiallahu anhu said, Wallahi, I love him more than anyone, and I want to look at him, even though I can't look at him directly for a long time, for showing respect for him. And if you ask me to describe the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I can't, because I never look at him directly for a long time. One of the Sahaba said, I always in my house thinking about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And whenever he remembered him, he just cried. And when he sit with him, he looked at him directly. Then Sayyidina Muhammad asked him, why you are looking at me directly all this long time? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I love you more than anyone. And now this is my only chance to look at you. Because in the hereafter, if I go to Jannah, and of course you are going to Jannah, our rank is not same. So I can't look at you. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed in the Quran, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِم مِّنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. That's why Sayyidina Muhammad told him about this verse. That Al-Mar'u ma'a man ahab, this hadith. And if you love the Prophet Muhammad, you will be with him. No matter, of course, his rank is much higher, but you can even meet him in Jannah if you love him. That's why Sahaba radhiyallahu alayhim, after the death of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whenever just someone mentioned his name, all of them cry. Because he missed him. Sayyidina Abdullah Mas'ud, whenever he mentioned his name, the name of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his face changed. Even some of like people who came after the first century, some of people like, they know, even Abu Ja'far al-Sadiq himself from Ahlul Bayt, they said he is a person who loves to smile to everyone. He is an easy person. He loves to speak with people. Even so, that person who smiled to everyone, when they mention the name of his grandfather, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he started to cry. And his face changed to yellow. How he like praise and love Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even whenever, like say Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib, one of the tabi'een, Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib, they asked him about hadith and he was like lying on the ground. He sit down and sit with full respect and put his face like this and then start to speak about the hadith. Then when they asked him why you are doing this, he said, I'm speaking about the dear Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his hadith. How comes I will speak about him like this? This how to deal with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But right now, people even doesn't know his name. When you ever ask what is the name of our Prophet, he say, I think his name is Muhammad. Muhammad what? He say, I don't know. But whenever you ask him about some actor in movie, he can give you his history from the day when he was born until he will die. He will tell you he would like this and this and this and this. And he like to eat like this, and he would like to spend his summer vacation in that place. Some football players, he will tell you their biography like 100% without any mistake. But our dear Prophet Muhammad, even his name, some people doesn't know him. At least you know 3 names. Sayyidina Muhammad, Ibn Abdullah, Ibn Abdul Muttalib, Ibn Abdul Manaf, Ibn Hashim, Ibn Qusay, Ibn Kilab. At least you know about this 3 or 4 names. Maybe you remember your name. But our Prophet Muhammad, you should know more about him. You should teach your kids about him. And the best way to follow him is to follow his sunnah. Best way to follow him, to follow whatever he says. Because when you love someone, you care about everything about him. You ask about everything related to that person you love. You want to do whatever that person like. This is your dunya, right? Whatever, now I'm speaking about Sayyidina Muhammad. If you love Sayyidina Muhammad, you should follow whatever he said. And you should avoid whatever he said is not acceptable in Islam. This is the way. The best model, the best one to take him as example in your life is Sayyidina Muhammad. So, inshallah, maybe next khutbah I will just speak about as-salah on Nabi. We just need one khutbah. Just how to make salah on Nabi and how much reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about just as-salah on Nabi. Many people even doesn't make salah on Nabi even 10 times in the day. As-salah on Nabi. He usually wrote, Inna Allah malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. You know this verse in Surah Al-Ahzab. So inshallah, by the time we need to take our khutbah to speak about Sayyidina Muhammad from many points of view and to learn about him and to learn about his seerah, to learn about his akhlaq, to learn about his ahadith and about his teaching and about everything related to his life because we love him. We try our best to follow him inshallah. عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا برحمتك فيمن توليت وبارك لنا اللهم فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم